Philosophy has a privilege problem, and let's discuss that today. For context, this sort of came about with a discussion I had yesterday with the said person that I had sort of a mini book club meeting about with the book Tuesdays with Maury. And you might think, Tuesdays with Maury? It's just a book about a dying man and his student and life's greatest lesson, isn't it? And I would say, yeah, but I'd also argue that when you're trying to take the lessons that Maury teaches you about love and the defiance of the materialistic world, I would say that there is a glaring problem, and that is privilege and the ability to actually do that. Maury's motto throughout the whole book is love each other or die. And Mitch, throughout the book, also reflects on his life and says that he, excluding all the maybe socially high value dreams like having a supercar or having a nice house, having a well-paid job, he also is personally fulfilled in sort of the materialistic sense, as in he thinks if he has a nice family, if he has a stable job, if he does these things, and if he chases sort of the higher class and higher status level, then he would be fulfilled. And he was doing that, and he was on the way of doing that. And Mitch, in essence, is a off writer. Like, he earns his money and he is living that wealthy life, and he doesn't have to worry about food on his plate. He doesn't have to argue this or that. And then I think it's so easy to say, yeah, I've been chasing this rat race for so long, I'm gonna go back and focus on love and building my own community. But that stems from his ability to be capitally comfortable, and it's from privilege, because this whole book stems from him visiting his professor during the writer's strike, where he was out of a job, and he didn't have to worry about putting food on his plate, putting food for his wife, and he was able to afford the back and forth flights for every week on Tuesdays to talk with Maury. He was able to have that time instead of worrying about basic needs that need money, to focus on philosophy and love and sharing that last moment and reveling in the fact that you're alive. I think it points to something that maybe people might feel, which is guilt, when you're chasing those monetary values, chasing those superficial currencies, because you do need them. It's always balance, and I sort of realized that throughout the discussion, because I was always thinking, hey, I have to just focus on love. I have to focus on love. It's this or that. But in actuality, no, you should just be in the middle. Why not? And why not chase this, but also want to build your own community and have peace? Why can't both of them work? And it seems so simple saying this out loud, but I just needed someone to point that out, because as I said in my last video, I had felt so much guilt and frustration in the fact that all of these philosophers don't understand the pressure and don't understand the privilege that they are to be able to sit down and talk about that, and to say that I can fund myself and I can earn a good amount, that I can think comfortably and I can live comfortably, and I don't have to, and I can take out time to just think instead of thinking about how I'm gonna sustain my life, or thinking about rent money, thinking about where I'm gonna live, and think about basic necessities. You gotta recognize that as a person that's not in either of the extremes and is just living with the majority, that's also just living day to day, philosophy do be having a privilege problem. We live in a society. But yeah, it's break, so I can't believe it's Monday, my time, but just living life, being whimsical, guys. Anyway, see you. Bye.